All right, let's just jump right in. What you're looking at here is Rembrandt's only seascape. I mean, just look at it. It's so dramatic, so full of raw energy. You could almost feel the sea spray, right? But believe it or not, the real life story of this painting, it's every bit as chaotic as the scene it shows. Yeah, because this incredible masterpiece is right at the heart of the single largest property theft in modern history, and it's still unsolved. To really get a feel for this painting's power, you've got to hear the story of how it just vanished. So let's set the scene. Our story kicks off in the dead of night, really early morning, at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. The date, March 18th, 1990. It's about 1:30 in the morning when two guys dressed up as cops convince the security guard to let them in. By 2:45 a.m., they're walking out with the art. And get this, nobody has a clue anything is wrong until the next shift shows up for work hours later around 8:15. Just think about that for a second. 81 minutes. That's all it took. In a little over an hour, 13 priceless works of art, including Rembrandt's stunning seascape, were literally cut out of their frames and just gone. And here's where it gets really fascinating. The chaos of the actual theft, it's almost like a perfect reflection of the chaos that Rembrandt painted on that canvas, nearly 400 years ago. So to really understand the scale of what was lost that night, we have to go inside the frame. Let's step back to 1633 and really feel this storm that Rembrandt created. And wow, Rembrandt holds nothing back. Just look at this scene. You've got this enormous, churning wave that's just about to swamp the boat. The sail is ripped to shreds, totally useless. The mast itself, snapped in half. Ropes are flying everywhere. And the faces of the people on board? Pure terror. It is just complete and utter chaos. But then, right in the middle of all that pandemonium, Rembrandt does something incredible. He paints the exact opposite of chaos. He gives us a moment of perfect, profound stillness. This painting, of course, is showing that famous biblical story of Jesus on the Sea of Galilee. And it all hinges on these three little words. The moment the entire scene is supposed to pivot from total chaos to absolute calm. And this is the central conflict right here, laid out for us. On one side, you've got the disciples, who are in a full-blown panic, scrambling, doing anything they can to survive. And on the other side, you have Christ. He's totally calm, completely still. See, they're afraid of the storm. He is the master of the storm. So what Rembrandt is doing here is using a classic artistic tool called juxtaposition. It's really just a fancy word for putting two opposite things right next to each other. And why does he do it? Well, by putting that raw panic right next to that deep calm, he makes both of them feel even stronger. The storm seems way more violent, and the peace feels, well, just so much more powerful. It's a genius move, really. Okay, but wait. There's another person in this boat we haven't talked about yet. And this one is kind of like a secret that Rembrandt hid in plain sight. So if you look closely at all the people in the boat, you can count them up. There are the 12 disciples, and there's Jesus. But wait, there's a 14th guy. And while pretty much everyone else is freaking out about the storm, this one person is doing something totally different. He's not looking at the waves. He's not looking at Jesus. He's looking at you. Yeah, he's staring right out of the canvas, making eye contact with us. Who is it? Well, it's Rembrandt. That's right, he painted a self-portrait right into the middle of the action. He's right there in the boat with everyone else, holding onto a rope for dear life. And by looking right at us, it feels like he's asking a question, doesn't it? Something like, hey, when you're in the middle of your own storm, what are you looking at? The chaos or the calm? And that powerful question brings us full circle, right back to the theft and to the empty frame this painting left behind. It's been over 30 years now, 30 years, and there's been absolutely nothing, no sign of it. I mean, despite all the theories, all the investigations, the storm on the Sea of Galilee just disappeared. If you go to the Gardner Museum today, you won't see a copy hanging where it used to be. You'll just see an empty frame on the wall. It's really powerful. It's this haunting reminder of what's been lost, but it's also a statement, a symbol of hope that one day it'll come back. And that hope isn't just symbolic. There is a $10 million reward on the table. $10 million for any information that leads to getting these paintings back. That number alone tells you just how much this loss still hurts. So that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on, right? This painting was all about finding a moment of peace right in the eye of a chaotic storm. And now the painting itself is gone, taken in an act of total chaos. So you just have to wonder, does its absence actually make its message even louder? Does the empty frame make that search for peace in the storm more important than ever?